You're watching Backstage with Ben Hall. I'm referee Ben Hall.
Check this out, player. It's Leon Hader, part of the most entertaining faction. Anywhere there's players, the Players Club, and you're watching Backstage with Ben Hall.
On today's episode, we're sitting down with the viral sensation, Santana Jackson, the originator of the Moonwalk DDT. Sitting here with the originator of the Moonwalk DDT, the viral sensation himself, Mr. Santana Jackson.
Oh yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I appreciate you taking the time to come in here and sit with me. Give everybody kind of a little view of who Santana Jackson is. You know, we've obviously all seen you. Millions of people have seen you with your Moonwalk DDT online. You've been in various wrestling promotions, across the country. You're also a part of the Michael Jackson show at the Stratosphere here in Las Vegas. You're kind of, a mini celebrity, I would say. At least the first one on my show, which is kind of cool. Although, we do hang out, so whatever. But, let's get into it. There's so many different ways I could go into this. I mean, you got the Michael Jackson, you got the wrestling thing. Let's start with wrestling. You've been wrestling for a few years now. Right. What really got you interested in doing pro wrestling, per se, since you've already been doing like the Michael Jackson stuff?
I've been a big fan of wrestling since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I've always loved it. I always watched Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels. I mean, I probably go further than that. I was a big fan, so I always watched it all the time. I even practiced it at the house, like everybody else would. We bring the chairs, bring out the bed from mom's room, throw it in the living room, and we start slamming each other around. I wanted to be an entertainer. I've always thought I wanted to be one. So I used to work in Florida for a while, doing charity events out there and working on a beach. From there, a friend found me and shot me over here to Vegas. I came out here a year homeless, and 2 years I was able to actually afford the place because I was doing street performing. Yep. I wasn't taking photos, I was dancing. And I was kind of working my way into making a little bit of money. And the show finally pulled me in, the MJ Live show. Mm-hmm. And when they pulled me in, I was making just enough money to take care of whatever I wanted to now. So the wrestling was like my next step. I was like, okay, I can afford it now. I can at least pay for classes. And I started with training. And next thing you know, after they found out I was a Michael Jackson tribute artist, I was trying to wrestle as myself. And like, oh, no, you got to wrestle one day as Michael. You got to come up with a Michael Jackson move and, do it this night. I was like, oh, man. So, no pressure. So it took me a little bit to come up with an idea, but I knew I had to have the moonwalk. Yeah. It had to have the moonwalk because moonwalk's like the more iconic deal. Everyone recognizes it. So the DDT, I was like, what else could I do? Moonwalk. Oh yeah, DDT would be perfect. Yeah. Put them both together, and what do you get? Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Me. From there, it just kind of took off. I never expected it to do anything like that. I thought it would just be a way of getting into wrestling. I didn't want to be looked at as a fool or like a joke. I wanted to be looked at as somebody who's can be taken serious, but who can entertain you as well. And still remind you of the King of Pop. Whether I have makeup on or not, I'm still dancing, entertaining, doing what I can.
Yeah. What were your thoughts whenever that first Moonwalk DDT video actually went viral online?
I didn't believe it. My son, he came to me and said, "Hey, Dad, you went viral." I said, son, no, I'm good. I've been checked. I went to the doctors, and he's like, no, not like that, Dad. I'm like, what do you mean? Because I didn't get what he meant viral.
Yeah.
I'm not
These
into all the
kids these
social
days.
media stuff too much. I try to keep up with it, but I get lost sometimes. I was like, okay, I just watch whatever I'm watching. But yeah, I checked the thing that blew up. It's like almost 1 million, 10 million views. It was like it went crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people recognized me. I got more opportunities because of it, so I was able to wrestle more and go other places.
I mean, whenever I first saw it, it's really kind of funny whenever you're getting into this business like I have in the last couple of years. And you've actually seen some of these people, online or even at shows, when, as a fan and stuff. And then you see someone like coming in and like meeting you for the first moment. Well, this is crazy. And then a few shows later, here I am. I'm getting Moonwalk DDT myself and stuff. It's a weird world. I don't know. You got a lot of views. That was Facebook and YouTube, and it really blew up.
I got WWE superstars that were in WWE talking to me, like I'm part of the clan now. I was like, all right, yeah, bring me into the family.
Definitely. But a lot of people don't look past the Michael Jackson thing a lot and don't realize how good of a wrestler you are.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned a little bit about how you want to go and wrestle, and the Michael Jackson thing was kind of someone else's. Hey, why don't you do that? Do you have plans to ever kind of split away from this persona and actually just become
eventually the
yourself?
makeup? I probably could take off the makeup and wrestle as myself.
Yeah.
Because it's like a sting scenario with the makeup on. It looks good when I come in, it ain't gonna look good when I leave. But yeah, I think eventually I want to wrestle as myself, and show who I am. But my Michael techniques will always be there because I'm gonna dance and wrestle like Michael. That's just kind of like my deal. But I'm also gonna show more skills to my wrestling. I'm gonna bulk up and get more muscles going, and show everybody it's more to this Michael than they think it is.
So far in wrestling itself, what's been your biggest accomplishment?
I can't really say I have one. I enjoy that I get to travel. I get to wrestle. I'm happy that people know who I am. My biggest accomplishment for me would be when I actually get a title.
Mm-hmm.
I've never won a title before. I had a couple of promotions thinking about it. I was like, hey, I'll be there. I'll defend it. I'll do everything I can to keep it.
Yeah.
But I never won a title, and I think it would be pretty cool to throw one on the King of Pop, the Pop King of Wrestling. Get him in there and Moonwalk DDT, my way to victory. I want to show him what I can do when I'm Michael.
Yeah. You hear that, promotions? You could be the first promotion to put the title on Santana Jackson. The viral sensation. Maybe go viral yourselves. I mean,
I know I heard a little talk about something about a title in Cactus League. We're trying to see what happens.
yeah, yeah. What's been your favorite match so far? You faced quite a few people. You faced what? You faced a lot of guys. What so far has been your favorite match?
I think Jarrell had a great match.
Jarrell Nelson of the 1%.
Yeah, the 1% Jarrell. Yeah, me and him had I think like my real first good match. But I've learned so much from each match I've had though, so it's hard to pick which one because I did one in Jersey where I picked up the tombstone position. What I do, I come out of a tombstone doing the thriller steps.
Yeah.
I picked that up from there. My next match I picked up the rope walk. So it's like I pick up everything from every match. So like it's hard to pick my favorite match because I think they're all just kind of equal in a way because I take them all as my first time wrestling. So being able to wrestle these guys is like a privilege for me. Mm-hmm. So I get to wrestle guys that train just as much, that's busting their butt to get there and make a name for themselves as themselves. I'm doing it as Michael because that's what I got recognized as. So I'll continue to do Michael, make people smile and entertain, but eventually I'll be myself.
Yeah. Speaking of the Michael thing, I've been to your home. You're one of my favorite people in the world.
I love you.
I've seen kind of like all the stuff you have, Michael, and all your photos and stuff. Just kind of put it out there for everyone else and everything. How long have you been doing the Michael Jackson thing? Like, what got you into it, and what really inspired you to do what you're doing with the whole Michael Jackson persona? So
just like for the wrestling, I've been a fan as Michael as well.
Yeah.
So I would literally listen to Michael as a young age. I didn't know nothing he was saying. I understood the music though. And that song always made me want to move and dance. I was really shy. So doing Michael actually brought me out of being so shy.
Yeah.
And I was able to actually come out and start dancing and not be afraid of what people thought of me and what they thought of me. So like I did a lot of Michael, and the reason I became a Michael was hoping I would meet him.
Yeah.
And hoping that maybe one day, if I became good enough, he would find me and see me and maybe meet me and talk to me, maybe give me some pointers, maybe, I don't know, watch me perform for him, something cool. I didn't even think about autographs or pictures. I just wanted him to see me.
Yeah.
Do a little something for him, see if I'm on the right track, basically. I want to keep the legacy alive the right way. But after he passed away, I just continued doing it. I went to drag shows. I went to every talent night show I could go to, and I was winning doing Billie Jean. Because Billie Jean was my #1 song.
Yeah.
I learned how to do Beat It, learned how to do Thriller, learned how to do, actually I was doing like Thriller World in Florida.
Yeah.
So it was like a worldwide event where I do
Oh,
Thriller.
that's cool.
I did a lot of stuff with it, actually. It's just a lot of performing, and I did a lot of charity events, and it got me out to Vegas. I did a lot of charity events out here, like hundreds of hours of charities, just dedicating time, and then afterwards I'll go work the strip to make my money.
Yeah.
Like I'll perform on the street to make tips and whatever I could make. But man, I love Michael. I never thought that I would get this far with it. Mm-hmm. Recognize a Moonwalk DDT wrestler, considered one of the #1 dancers of Michael Jackson, one of the #1 tribute artists.
Yeah.
Like I don't look at myself like that. I think there's a lot of amazing people out there, and I love what I get to do. So it's fun that I get to pay a tribute to someone that I admired growing up, and I just hope people, I try to learn from things that I took as a kid, like Captain Planet, DuckTales, all these stuff that was kids.
Yeah.
But it was always a moral behind it. There's always a good moral behind it. Something, be a good person, don't steal.
Yeah.
Treat people how you want to be treated. Don't be a jerk. Like all this. Don't be a bully. So and Michael kind of stood for some of that stuff. So I really gravitated to that. And that's what really bonded me to him as well. Shoot, next thing you know is this happens. Boom. I'm Michael now. I do this for shows, and I work at the MJ Live show at the Stratosphere. Right now, I'm not doing nothing because the damn Corona, stopped everything. Every time I say Corona, you know who I hear? I hear Cardi B screaming in the background. Like every time I hear the word, someone says it, I'm like, it's Corona. Like, yeah, I know.
This whole pandemic thing, man, when stuff started shutting down here in Vegas, I know I reached out to you before they stopped the shows at the Stratosphere to check on you and stuff. What was going through your head?
I didn't know what to do or think about it. I was just like, okay, here comes another wave of the flu or something crazy. And then I realized it was getting worse, and I started thinking more into like conspiracy theory type stuff. Like, okay, this ain't purposely. This happened purposely. They blame somebody. You can blame whoever you want. Still got here, still doing something. Killed lots of people. So I just thought it was crazy. I was like, okay, now it's time to be prepared and more alert. But then again, it's also time to be more kind to each other because with everything that's going on, you got to treat each other better. You got to love each other. You got to help each other. Because we're not promised tomorrow.
Oh yeah, this has definitely showed that.
With this pandemic, this shows you everyone lost their jobs. People are trying to get work again. There's still child supports that need to be paid. There's still bills that need to be paid. There's still cars and this and that and gas, food. The essential stuff you need. Like, and you got babies. You got to take care of your babies, diapers, all that. Food. I'm sure food stamps, stuff like that helps with that. But there's a lot of things out there that this basically just stopped and cut off. Like everyone took a lot of things for granted. And I feel like with this happening, it's like a wake-up call. Like, hey, we can't all be like this. We can't all be treating each other like a certain way. We have to all be one way, love each other. Don't be strangers. We're not strangers. We're all here for a reason,
Yeah.
We all have a purpose. We all got to do something. We're here for something, That's what I believe. I'm here to entertain and make people laugh. When I'm doing magic, I'm singing, I'm laughing, I'm rapping, I'm trying to make them laugh and jokes. You know,
You're talking like the crocodile hunter for 2 hours on a back road going to California.
I'm throwing 1,000 different voices at you, from Scooby Doo to Shaggy. Zoinks, man, Scooby Doo, dude, where are you, dude? Over here, Reggie. Scooby Doo. You got Scrappy, Puppy Power. You know, Rick and Morty. Morty, you're frustrating me, Morty. Jeez, Rick, you ain't got to do that, Rick.
I don't think people realize how talented you are. Like, it just blows my mind. Like, sometimes you'll go from like just freestyle rapping, and then you'll do your impressions and stuff when we hang out. And you know, I don't think people realize you're a very multi-talented person.
I've always wanted to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an artist. I've been drawing since I was a kid. So, and I did track. I'm a New York City's champion in track. I've saved someone's life from a fire and saved their house with the kids at a young age.
Yeah.
And, the fire department gave me a plaque for that.
Oh, that's cool.
I got all type of awards for doing the New York City champions a track thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know jack about it. Nothing. I didn't know anything. They were like, okay, we need 5 people from the school because each school is going to compete, and we all, a whole school takes off that day to go watch the 5 people compete.
Yeah.
There was no 5 people. I was the only person who volunteered to do this.
Yeah.
And they allowed it.
Oh.
So now the whole school's taking off because of me. And I got the whole school in the bleacher watching me because that was a field trip for the whole school.
Yeah.
I was like, because of me.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? I'm thinking, nah, not because of me. Because you got a whole school, got to have.
Yeah.
No, I was the only person running for the whole school. And I was a little chunky then. So a lot of people didn't believe in me. A lot of kids made fun of me. They're like, oh, you're never going to do it. You're never going to make it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it. Oh, we're not. Everyone's going to see you and watch you. And you're not. I won. I won. And that's all I got to say. I was by myself. Everybody had a fresh man for each set.
Yeah.
Each thing they were going to do. For the hurdles, the 50, the 100, the dashes, all the craziness. I had 5 things I had to do. I won.
Yeah.
I was able to win. I didn't cheat. I did it just like everybody else. I stood in my lane, and I got all the medals to prove it.
Yep, no, I've seen them. Like I said, you've got a lot of cool stuff at your house. Well, you need to do that someday. You need to do a walkthrough, like a older team.
I'm just a big kid,
your toys and stuff. Well, now that wrestling is starting to slowly come back, where do you see wrestling going for you for the rest of the year, maybe going into 2021?
I'm hoping to travel more and do everything in the States. Travel to each part of the state, get it all in there, and eventually get my passport and take off and do some more stuff out of state. Somewhere nice, China.
Yeah. I know you mentioned WWE earlier. Is there, if like AEW or Impact or Ring of Honor or anything like that come talking to you about working with them? Was that something you'd consider, or?
Depending on how they're gonna treat my character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I respect Michael.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go and sign to a company that's gonna disrespect him.
Yeah.
Like,
they'd also have to probably deal with the likeness fees and stuff too.
Of course, but even with that, the character's still me.
Yeah.
So when I take the makeup off, I'm still gonna have my hair the same way. I'm still gonna be dressed the same way. Just not much makeup. Yeah. Not any. Just my eyes and stuff will be done. My eyes. But yeah, costumes will still be the same. Outfit will still be the same. I still wrestle in my shoes.
Yeah.
So you know who I am no matter what.
Yeah. So you would definitely though that you'd at least consider any of those companies.
Absolutely. I mean, I would take it as long as they were taking care of me.
Yeah. Like,
I don't want to go somewhere and I look like a fool. My character just gets buried or something.
I can see you doing well at MLW. Hammerstone. Good word over here. So something like that. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm always willing to go anywhere and try anything.
Yeah.
At least once.
Well, I know that you have Cactus Link coming up. What else do you have on your plate coming up, wrestling wise, as in upcoming bookings? Are you still putting them together?
I'm still putting some bookings together right now. I might have more than I think because I recently had a lot of people reach out to me talking about they're going to be starting back up and they want to see my fee and how much to fly me out there. And I told them just take care of me and the flight. a place to stay, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
I'm rock and roll. I'm not asking for $1 million, but if you want to give me $1 million, I will gladly take it. Listen,
Me too.
I will gladly take it. After this interview, just take down my number and send it to me. Listen, it's easy.
I'll take $5.
We'll hook him up too. You know what I'm saying? We'll make him a booking agent. He's also a referee too.
Referee, yeah, of course. Yeah, everyone knows that.
He's always in black or white. So
I take the Moonwalk DDT.
Yeah,
Well, I've been a zombie.
He's taken it before. Yeah, DDT him one time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had it coming though.
I don't think I had it coming. Scott Johnson, of Alpha Omega Wrestling, might think I had it coming, and just because he's a good guy and you were there, we don't have to go down that road. Me and Scott will settle our differences sooner or later. Don't have to, go out and get people like you to help him. He should be able to do stuff himself. So if you're watching this, Scott, yourself, just saying.
That's a referee battle going on right there. That's what that's.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what it is.
Call it down the middle. Well, Santana, I really appreciate your time. I know it was kind of like the last minute thing. I appreciate you coming over and doing
That's
this
cool.
with me. Is there anything else you want to get out there to anyone who may see this? Anything you want to tell fans or people watching? It's your moment to shine. I mean, you're used to shining, but it's for this portion, it's your moment to shine.
Finally. Sorry, wrong character. Sorry. I watched too much of The Rock, do the eyebrow. What I gotta say? I guess I believe you guys were basically. I heard a little story of a kid explaining something about, why doesn't a lion, eat grass? Why doesn't he eat? Because he's hungry, right? So
Yeah.
he goes and gets what he wants. He doesn't settle for less.
Yeah.
So I looked at that as a life lesson. Like, you should always think that way with life. Why settle for less when you can have more, when you can take more, you can be more, you can be greater, you can be stronger, you can be faster, you can be anything you want to be as long as you push for it, don't quit. So that's how I take that. And I like to leave everybody with the same lesson, Remember that story, you remember to treat people right. You never know who you're going to run into. You never know who you're going to meet. So treat everybody with respect, and I'm sure you get right back and love each other.
Thank you so much, Ian. I appreciate it.
Ow! Move it, Tito. I need a tissue.
Find this shirt and more, including the I Survived the 2020 Wrestling Shutdown, at storefrontier.com/WrestleVegas. storefrontier.com/WrestleVegas.